It was supposed to be the best night of her life. The stadium lights had dimmed, the crowd had roared, and Emily felt alive in a way she hadn't in years. Music had always been her escape, and tonight, she had lost herself in every beat. But when the concert ended, and the crowd spilled out into the cold Canadian night, her excitement quickly faded into panic. She had come with friends, but in the chaos of thousands of people streaming out, she had somehow lost them. Her phone battery had died earlier, and she didn't know this part of the city well. The snow was falling heavier now, and her thin jacket did nothing to shield her from the biting wind. She tried to retrace her steps, walking past silent trees and roads that seemed to lead nowhere. Each turn only took her further into the dark. Her boots crunched in the snow, her hands trembled, and tears stung her eyes. Fear crept in. It was late, freezing, and she was alone. Eventually, exhaustion got the better of her. She stumbled off the main road, hoping to find some shelter, and before she knew it, her legs gave out. When Emily woke up, she wasn't on the frozen ground anymore. She was wrapped in a warm blanket, the crackle of a fireplace filling her ears. She blinked, confused, and saw she was in a small wooden cabin. The air smelled of pine and coffee. Across the room, a man stood stirring a pot on the stove, his young daughter perched on the counter watching him. The man turned when he noticed Emily stir. His expression was careful but kind. "You're awake," he said softly. "Found you collapsed near the trail. Thought I'd better bring you in before you froze." Emily sat up, heart racing, unsure if she should be relieved or afraid. The little girl, maybe 6 or 7, tilted her head and gave Emily a curious smile. "Daddy says you were lost," she said. "You looked like a snow angel on the ground." The warmth in the child's voice melted some of Emily's fear. She whispered a thank you, her throat dry, and the man handed her a mug of tea. "Name's Daniel," he said. "This is Lily. Don't worry, you're safe." Over the next hour, Emily learned that Daniel was a single dad raising his daughter alone in this remote part of town. His wife had passed away years ago, and since then, he had dedicated his life to Lily. The cabin was modest, but filled with love. Lily's crayon drawings were taped on the fridge, a small Christmas tree stood by the window, decorated with handmade ornaments. As Emily sipped her tea, she confessed her story, how she had lost her way after the concert, how her phone had died, how fear had taken over. Daniel listened patiently, never judging, only nodding with understanding. Lily, meanwhile, showed Emily her favorite toys, insisting she stay long enough to play. The night stretched on, and Emily realized she had stumbled not just into safety, but into a home filled with warmth she hadn't felt in years. She had been drifting through her own life, lonely despite being surrounded by people, chasing moments of happiness in concerts and crowds. But here, in the quiet cabin of a stranger, she felt something different, genuine kindness. The next morning, Daniel drove her back to the city, his old truck creaking down the icy roads. Before she left, Lily hugged her tightly and said, "Don't get lost again. But if you do, come back here." Emily's eyes filled with tears at the simple sincerity of a child's words. As she returned to her life, she carried with her the memory of a single dad and his little girl, who reminded her that sometimes the most unexpected detours lead us exactly where we need to be. She had gone looking for excitement but found something deeper, proof that even strangers can become lifelines, and that kindness still exists in the coldest of nights. And though Emily never forgot the concert, it was the cabin in the snow, the warmth of a stranger's fire, and the trust of a child that stayed with her forever. It reminded her, and all who heard her story, that in a world full of noise and chaos, human connection remains the greatest song of all.